key strength of curating and presenting in a pavilion is how you can be local and global at the same time. Sounds easy, but it's difficult and tricky to work and curate. You're discussing a very local story, but with a global perspective.
This is the Olympics of the art world. You can't miss it, you need to see it, and you need to experience it. You just must.
The Venice Biennale is an exhibition that opens in May and it runs through to November. Once we signed our long-term agreement in 2013, which committed us to being part of the La Biennale ecosystem, which meant we did art and architecture every year, meant that we would have a continuity in the story that we're telling.
UAE artists should and can be here, side by side with the other international artists.
When you participate in such an event as an artist or also as a curator, you want to make sure that you give it your best shot.
Being there at the National Pavilion, it's a sense of pride of participating in such an international recognized event.
Credibility cannot be bought, it has to be earned. And there's no finer global platform than the Venice Biennial.
In such exhibitions, it's very important that you send a message out in a very simple yet strong format. You know, in Venice, you are there for only 3 to 5 days. You have so much to see. So it was very important to us to bring that title to the exhibition, Wetland, as it connects it to Venice also, because Venice is a wetland.
If one looks at previous iterations of the pavilion, it was about looking back and establishing that basis. If we look at the most recent iterations, it was about looking forward. And I think part of that looking forward and advancing disciplines of art, design, architecture, it's about expanding that debate.
First, it's an important thing that the UAE, they have a pavilion there. I think it's a very important platform for any artist, for the new generation. When I started in the UAE in 1984, events, there were very few here. So we are waiting every 1 year to have to participate in an annual exhibition. I think this is very important just to support the young artists, and there's a lot of opportunity for them here now.
There is definitely a path now that is clear, that people can say, I want to study history of art and not be looked at in a strange way, because the institutions have played their role in that sense.
The UAE chose to really embark on a kind of journey in Venice that really projected this idea of diversity, of experimentation, of artists' voices being at the forefront.
You could feel that there's this sense of history happening with every Biennale that was coming, because it was uncovering a facet of the UAE to the world.
In its short journey, the UAE has really demonstrated and discovered super innovative ways of tackling problems that they face that we really actually think that the international community would benefit from.
I believe arts and culture is a rite of passage. It's important for any growing nation. I'd visited the Biennale 2 years prior, and I remember saying to myself as I walked into the Arsenale that one day I was going to be in the Venice Biennale. When I was selected, it was just mind-blowing. I mean, I carry this badge of honor with me every day.
Art provides a way of connecting across cultures and within your own culture that is critically important. And so when an artist shows their work at the National Pavilion in Venice, they are speaking to the world, and the world is hearing them.
Art and culture are very important aspect in the making of this community, and it is the challenge is what you as an artist going to bring right now in this moment of history.
The language of culture is the language that expresses our inner DNA. If we seek to create a better world, not only for our own people, but for the people of the world, because we believe that we have a shared destiny.
United Arab Emirates, wetland.
It has been always a journey at the National Pavilion. The strength of our story is key. How genuine and authentic the story is key. And I think that is embodied within the pavilion and within the team of the National Pavilion.
It's really humbling, I think, to realize every year that the UAE still has so much to say.
And I think for anyone who goes to Venice is to see how the evolution of the UAE Pavilion, the direction it's going into and where it may be in the next 10, 20 years.
I think that we're both super excited to see what's going to be happening over the next decade. We think it's one of the most vibrant scenes.
If we are committed to doing this over 20 years, what is it that we want to say? And how do we want to communicate this? And one of the strengths of the UAE and the region is that we're storytellers at the end of the day.